Hi, I'm Vicky.
And I'm Lucy, and this is another episode of The Catch Up, where we talk about motherhood and life with our creative businesses as well.
And one of our previous episodes, Lucy and I went over our background story, where we were with our businesses, just as we found out we were pregnant, and then how that sort of panned out. We didn't chat about our expectations of maternity, and how before we'd had babies, how we sort of thought our maternity would go. So we thought we'd go into a bit more detail and chat about that now. And so,
Yeah.
Lucy, I mean,
Yeah.
like, starting off, did it go to plan? Like, in your head, did it kind of happen how you thought it was going to happen
What, the maternity leave?
with a baby in a business? Yeah.
A baby in a business. So yeah, you have these grand ideas, or maybe grand expectations. I think again, mums who maybe were on set maternity leave from a job that they were going to work and coming home from. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That kind of thing. I think it would have been a complete switch off. Whereas I think I think I mentioned it earlier that, before that where am I going with this? I I kind of had an idea, and I was thinking, oh yeah, well, this is what maternity will be like, and this is when I'm going to finish my work, and then I'm going to, kind of crack on.
And my baby will arrive on this date.
Yeah, and that's the baby will arrive that date and everything. Well, then my pregnancy went on, and it was like, oh, I could have been doing, this, that, and the other by, still and everything. So I don't know. Time isn't your friend when you are expecting. I think when you're really like in that third trimester and you're waiting, so you're starting to think of all these things that you could be doing. And then I was like, I don't know, I'm a massive list writer, so lists for everything. I had the list for the hospital bag, which I packed about 17 times anyway. I knew that was fine, but I had to double check it, triple check it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then lists for then I started thinking, right, well, future, let's think, right, I can't do lots of work during maternity leave because I'm on maternity leave. I've got my statutory and I'm only allowed to do kit days, like keep in touch days. So how can I use those, and what will I use those for? I don't want to waste them.
Yeah.
So, and on top of that, baby, a newborn. So I had that first workshop that I did when he was 4 weeks old, which is crackers, I think. I mean, hindsight.
Had you known, right? Okay, so if you knew then, or just before you had Jasper, what you know now, would you have committed to doing the workshop? Tough one.
That is a really tough one, because it was all fine. It was absolutely fine. I think I wish I could go back and say, tell myself a couple of, that it is going to be hard and you will have to breastfeed him halfway through the workshop. And, I don't know, there's just little things that I maybe go back and tell myself, but I think I would still do it. I would still definitely do it. It was just, my expectation of it. And that whole kind of time I was like, well, he'll be 6 weeks by then, and I can drive up to Somerset, and I can meet mum, or Harry can come with me, and he'll look after the baby and whatever. But actually couldn't drive, couldn't lift anything, had to be driven to Somerset, and was still taking all my, I was still like on these antibiotics. I was not like
leaping for joy like Mary Poppins.
Oh gosh, yeah. So no, but it was fine. No, I would still do it.
Yeah, because I guess also business-wise, then things like that, experience things snowball,
and things snowball. And there was people on that retreat that I went to teach at, who I follow on Instagram now, who I'd not heard of before, who I now follow, who I really admire their work. They're all doing amazing different things, some of them completely different to what I am doing, but and we ended up staying they had us stay for dinner with them all, and we were chatting, and they were all having cuddles with the baby, and I was like, oh god, this is lovely. Like I just expected to go and teach this workshop, and actually I've networked with loads of other business women who potentially, one day something might come into my head and go, oh, I know someone who does something like that.
Exactly.
You never know
where things can go.
And my mum always says nothing is ever wasted, and that is true.
Wow,
so
that is a good motto.
So not that the workshop wasn't that, but what I mean is, if I'd have said no, I can't do this, whatever, I might not have met those women. Or
do you know what though, maybe that's one of the positive things about naivety / a bit of ignorance, like you don't know what's coming, so like
just go with it.
And then you don't have a choice, you can't not.
No, definitely. So that was 4 weeks. So after that, I didn't do any other workshops or any work for quite a while. So I had workshops booked in, but then I was having people. So then I started going on Instagram, because I didn't want to completely ignore my Instagram whilst I was on maternity, because algorithm, people forget about what you're doing. And at the time I used my Instagram stories as well, so I was like filming bits of Jasper and stuff like that. So I still had that interaction with people, but it was just about this small child that was being very cute, and nothing to do with my click fee. But I wanted to kind of keep that momentum going, and people still reminding people of that I'm still here. I'm not working, but I'm still here. I'm still doing click fee, but it's not for work. It became like a hobby again, which was actually, suddenly got really excited about it. It was like, so when Jasper went down for a nap, when I kind of got into a bit more of a rhythm, I'm not saying like when he was 5-6 weeks old, but maybe like 2-3 months old, I started to get in a bit of a rhythm. I was starting to feel a lot more confident in what I was doing, just the day-to-day vibe. And I thought, well, I could maybe sit on my iPad and do some click fee, or take myself off to the office and, I don't know, just bring out some brush pens that I haven't used for ages, or just be creative and have a play, but no deadline.
Snippet of time.
So that was, I really enjoyed that. But it was kind of hard because you're so used to working towards deadlines and trying to put work out there to get work to come in. Do you know what I mean? Like always pitching or designing stuff just for Instagram or whatever. So it was kind of, to begin with, it was like, oh, I must do that and it was like having to tell myself, no, there's no one wants this, like you're just doing it for yourself. So it took a while to chill out a bit and
switch, hobby switch, business switch.
That was.
Do you feel like then maybe your business has taken a slightly different route since being on maternity, or not?
I mean, yes, because I mean, the only thing I could do on maternity, well, not the only thing I could do, but the only thing I chose to do was use those kit days and to do my workshops. So that was the only thing. So when I came off, when I finished maternity, it's like, right, well, the workshops are still, people are still interested. So let's crack on with more workshops, so everything else, like other things that I kind of used to put myself out there for, like weddings and stuff, kind of took a back seat. And then I started thinking, well, do I want to do it? And I still do wedding jobs, but I don't know. I think the workshops obviously definitely kind of took lead on that when I finished, when I went back to work. They were like the one thing that I knew like, that I could.
You make money from them essentially, and you enjoy them.
And I enjoy them. Oh gosh, I love everything about them. They're as a whole package, they're lovely. So
And then, so at what stage did you start doing like chalkboards and stuff again, or had you done that before, or was that again something that sort of transpired a bit more through whilst you were on your maternity?
I can't remember when I did any
gap.
I did. No, I did. I'm trying to remember. I did. Oh no, I got a chalkboard job towards the end of my maternity leave, so that was good. So that was kind of like I've got
something
to build extra, some work to do. So it wasn't like thinking suddenly, oh crap, my last mat pay is coming soon, and what am I going to do? It was like I was trying to start lining up, trying to line up some work towards the end there, which was which was quite nice in a way. It kind of gave me a purpose. It was like, right, okay, back into work mode, and like putting the work hat on instead of the mum covered in whatever,
anything. Yeah. Anything and everything. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. And hair, like, oh god, yeah. So yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed doing that.
What about though? Okay, so obviously you were saying how then that's when you knew you were getting to the end of your like maternity leave bracket, and then start to kind of think ahead, and you had all workshops planned, you did a chalkboard and were then going to do more. Like I'm just thinking like the pressure though, like, because it's not like you had a job to go back to. You did have a job to go back to, but you had to work to get those jobs.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was suddenly going, right, see you later, I'm off to work for
exactly, back to the staff that I used to hang out with when I had a massive bump and high.
It was hard because there's the pressure, and also the pressure and self, like a bit of discipline as well with yourself, because before I'd kind of got into hobby mode, and I do my workshops, and I've done however many workshops I did, but that's it. Everything else was kind of very relaxed about it. So it was that discipline, and it was hard. It was really hard to get back into work mode in terms of like, right, I am in charge of myself. Like there's no one to be accountable to. Like I've got to be quite strict with my time, and it's amazing what you can get done in a nap time.
And that was the other thing I was going to say to you. So because that's actually something we have done a little bit differently, isn't it? Like Felix has always had quite a structured nap, I guess.
You've been really
so then how structured? Because I you know what, if he'd been irregular with his nap times, I would have found that so difficult.
I'm still
really
challenging
now.
I'm really struggling.
But you've done so much, Lucy. So how do you do it? How do you do it?
I have a little cry.
A cup of tea.
And a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then I don't really sleep much. No, I
so do you reckon that's really hard? Do you fit those do you fit that in when he's like in the evenings when he's gone down for like a longer chunk of time?
I'd love to say yes all the time, but I just can't. I hit the evening, and once I've had dinner and I've sat down and I know he's in bed, I am so tired. Like you would be, like any mum is by the evening.
Understand,
and it's just like you just sit there and you think, I cannot fathom just getting up and doing some work. But I've had to, like the last couple of weeks, I've had some work on, and I've had to work in the evenings because his nap times have gone to pot in the daytime, because I don't know whether he's not wanting to drop to one nap yet, but he's definitely on the way there. I don't know. Some days he wants 2 naps and he wants 2 long naps because he's knackered. Some days he doesn't, and he wakes up and it's literally, I've just started something and he's up, and I think, right, well,
can't do that.
That's it for the day. Now what? So then the evenings, it's like Harry comes home, we do bath, bed, get into bed, have something to eat, and I'm like, right, as soon as I've finished my dinner, I'm like I'm up again, because if I sit for any longer than 10 minutes after
game over,
that is it, end of. So it's like, right, crack on, back in the dining room.
And you know what, it is so hard, because at that time of night you're not going to be producing your best quality of work. So do you try and just save the jobs that you don't need full brain capacity to do for those times, like kind of Instagram prep or anything like that? Or how do you organise your day? Or don't you? Is that just
I write a lot of lists. I write a lot of lists.
So then
like,
when you
notes.
So when you look at so when you think, right, so Jasper's asleep, or I don't know, it's 8 o'clock in the evening, he's gone down, you're exhausted and really want to sit and watch Desperate Housewives or whatever. I don't know if you watch it. I've never watched that.
I've never seen that. Never watched it.
But then you just choose what's on your list and think, right, I can cope with doing XYZ.
But I mean, obviously I've had 2 big things on in the last couple of weeks. So they have been, one of them was a deadline that I set myself, which hindsight was a bit silly, but anyway, I did it and I've done it. And then another one was a deadline for a client, and they just happened to fall in the same time, so it was a bit hectic. But I would write myself lists and then prioritize. So I'd have like the 2 columns for both jobs, what needs to be done by when, and I would, the morning nap, so I'd get up in the morning, like as soon as he's up, and I'd go and grab a really quick shower before Harry leaves for work. So then that's one less thing that I don't, I have to do when he's down for his nap. Harry goes, put him down for his nap, and then I'm like, right, cup of tea, obviously, because it's like a hot cup of tea that you can't, you just gotta get that hot cup of tea, that one hot
and
cup
let's face it, we're English girls, we're gonna have a cup of tea.
Oh god, yeah, always. So yeah, hot cup of tea, and I will get my list out, and if I can do a little job, so when I was working like last week, the week before, if there was something little that I could do in that first nap, I would do it. But more often than not, like I had to do a lot of editing, like video editing, and things that would take me a lot longer than a first nap. So usually I would just kind of just check the list, make sure that everything's ready for the lunchtime nap, but use that first nap to maybe prep stuff for lunch or get stuff out for dinner that we need, and
that's the thing, it's then factoring in providing food for a child, it's not just like
he's eating now,
I've got loads of stuff to do quick, I'm just going to have some scrambled eggs on toast, or whatever's in the cupboard, or I'm just going to eat like cheese and biscuits and that'll keep me going until whenever. It's getting your head then around, right, oh my gosh, like Felix eats every 2 hours essentially, snack, lunch, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner.
Milk. It was so much easier during maternity leave. Obviously I didn't have as much work on at all. I didn't have anything, but he was just breastfeeding. I was just breastfeeding, so
yes, of course.
Whereas now it's he needs to be fed. So more often than that first nap, like I said, would just be sorting out, right, what we're both going to have for lunch. I would then have a really early lunch with him.
Yes, that's what I do. That's a good one. Because maximise sleep time.
Oh my gosh, because I used to, which I didn't, hindsight, no one tells you these random things that, I used to put him down for his nap and then go, right, what should I have for lunch? And then I'd make myself something for lunch. And then by the time I've made it, ate it, sat down, scrolled through my phone or something, I'm like, oh, great, I've got like 10 minutes left. So now I eat lunch with him early. Because I've had breakfast early with him anyway. And then that lunchtime nap, as soon as he is down, I'm like on it. Like what needs to be done. I let the dog out for a wee, like go and do your thing quickly,
get in the garden,
whatever, do whatever you've got to do, and then on it, and just keep everything crossed that he sleeps for his allotted decent nap time, because but unfortunately a few times he's woken up early. He did it today. Not that I had anything on today, luckily, but there are days when he wakes up after 40 minutes after a sleep cycle, and he is then up, and it's like
doesn't go back down.
So, but something that you said on a previous episode about writing down, so if you get interrupted or when you get to the end of the nap, writing down where you've got to, so that really helped with my editing, because otherwise I'd go back into it in the evening and like, I don't know, my laptop decided to start up again or something, something. Whereas if I've got it written, where did I get to? What was I talking about? Why did I edit that bit? And why did I not delete that bit or something? Or why? I don't know. So that's, that really helped me. That was in my brain last week when I was editing. I was like, Vicky says, write down. Sorry, I'm playing with a hair clip. I just realised I brought it up to my face. I'm
just, do like a peekaboo across the screen.
I'm fiddling with the hair grip that I just found. So I was that was massively helpful. So then
my other one for that, Lucy, just whilst we're on topic, is so I then write down where I got to, but then for me creatively, if I was thinking, I really want to bring those colours in, or I need to get that shape in, I then write down the next stage in my brain.
Right, okay, so where you were going to go, where were you going,
because otherwise then I do sit down and think, I did that, and then I'm like, and it takes me a bit of time to get creative again. Whereas then if I've written down that next thought when I'm in the zone, when I've been interrupted, then when I sit down, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do, and I'm already excited and get into it quicker.
You can just you can get into it easier and things. I think I wrote like delete the 75th like, you know, when you're like so I was like, I never realized how many times I say or so when I'm trying to
yes do you know what, so this is off topic, I know, but we were doing, Angus was helping me do some recording today for another like couple of tutorials, and he said, right at the end of it, stop saying so, let's get into it then. And then and then I've got to the end and I went
and right,
and he was just like, we're gonna have to do that again. I just messed it right up right then. I just anyway I say it a lot.
It's when you're filming, I think it was that's what I was deleting quite a lot of last week. So I just said it so, but that was really
list
helpful.
So start, and so if you're interrupted you can start again immediately, and
I can crack on you know, once he's down in the evening, and I'm really aware of how many times I say but that's the way I basically do it at the moment, and then try to be a bit more proactive. I don't know. But the editing, I mean, once I got all the videos edited for my job, that was a massive relief, because everything else on that list was a lot smaller, but the video editing was the main priority because I needed to get them on my website, you know, like there was just I was like, so I'm constantly thinking, right, well, when I've done that, I can do that. I can't do that job, although it's small, I can't do that until I've done this big job. So although you kind of sometimes you want to get on, and the editing was really boring for me after a while, because I'm not, you know, it's not my thing, but I was on it, but there was a few other jobs on that list that I really enjoy doing, you know, like, I don't know, writing some certain words or doing something. So it's like anything, you want to do the fun stuff. So I'd look at that list and go, I can't do that. So it's almost like you're rewarding yourself. I'm like, I'm a grown up, come on, you know, like, but I'm having to reward myself. But that's the way I work, clearly. It's like
oh no, I do the same. Do you know what, you just reminded me of something, because I used to work in the same room as my sister, this is before baby, and I'd see her and I'd be like, Catherine, you need the loo. She's like, I've just got to finish this job first, and like rewards herself like to go for a wee like after she's like finished like what she's doing. But just make
because otherwise you lose your train of thought.
You do, exactly. You just like just want to get this done.
Well, it's like with that's why I said about lunch and stuff, like that to me is breaking up. If I've got work to do, or if I want to use that time most productively, it's like, well, by sitting down and having a sandwich like halfway through, that's, to me, I cannot eat my lunch and type and stuff. I need me. So
and you fit everything into your day so much better when you do it with Jasper. That's
and also I find that he eats better when I'm eating with him as well. Otherwise he just chucks it everywhere. I mean, he still chucks a bit, but like he eats a lot better when I'm eating with him at lunchtime. So I just think, well,
do you know what? I noticed that with Felix. Like if he saw me eating the same thing as him as well, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is good. I'm gonna get involved and eat this." Whereas if I give him something different, even if we're sat down at the same time, if he knows he's got something different, he's like, I want mum.
But why have you got that? He's obsessed. He's obsessed with my fork at the moment. I'm eating my knife and fork. He wants the fork. And like today, for example, we had I had some scrambled eggs on toast with him earlier.
Did you?
And I did. Funnily enough, as you said that. And he was kicking off. He's having a little tantrum or whatever he was doing. And he wasn't eating it. And it's like, I know you're hungry. I know you will eat it eventually. And then so in the end, I just gave him my fork, and I was like, oh, am I giving it? No. But I gave him my fork and he put the egg on the end, and he was eating it. So
I'm going to get it from your fork.
So then Muggins had to go and get another bloody fork. But anyway, I'm going to get him his own fork. But he wants to know. He wants to use the tools that I'm using, and he wants to do what I'm doing.
So.
whatever keeps you
Oh
happy
dear.
and quiet.
Yes.
Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Did you sorry, I was just going to ask you something. Did you feel like, I used to feel, what's the word, sometimes so frustrated that any work that I felt like I had to do had to just fit into that really small amount of sleep time, or just get shunted to the evening.
Yeah. Oh, the frustration, and then it's the mum guilt as well, because you feel frustrated that they've woken up and they've disturbed you.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
you're
you
right.
think,
Yes.
oh my God, I feel like the worst person ever, that I've actually been annoyed at my child, like, how dare he
Yeah.
interrupt? I was, in the middle of something.
I've only got, like, yeah.
And it's, I don't know what the answer to that is, because I think you just feel guilty about absolutely everything. Whatever you do, it's just there. Even if it's like a tiny bit of guilt, you think, oh, I feel bad for that. I shouldn't have felt like that, whatever. But actually, you've just got to do what you've got to do.
And that's the thing. It's not like you essentially knew you had a full-time job to go back to. So all of that time during maternity, I felt like, and I'm assuming you probably did as well, like that pressure of thinking, I need to find clients and I need them to get set up for this time. And
it's always in the back of your
I
mind.
think when it's your business and you've got the responsibility to bring that income in, as lovely as it is, because when we do it because we love doing it, but there's so much added pressure on yourself to achieve your own goals that you
It's
set
hard to
yourself. Like, you
switch
can
off.
take those goals away, can't you? But then actually, if I did that, I wouldn't be able to. I physically wouldn't be able to, because I can't. I'd be like, no, but I really wanted to do that, And
I think we talked about this on a walk before, pre-pandemic, pre-lockdown. We talked about this on a walk about looking for work, and like the thought of going back to a full-time job, or like almost saying, what would life be like if we went back to a normal job where it was just, we didn't have our own businesses, and we just went and worked for someone else, and that was it. And you said, and it really rang true to me, it was the same to me, is like, but all that work that we've done up until this point would be work for nothing.
Yes.
And then you'd feel like, well, I feel like I've wasted so much time, like with Jasper. If I hadn't have been, like, last week staying up till stupid o'clock in the morning finishing my work, and then cramming in naps as well, work as well, would I have been a better mum the next day because I wasn't so tired?
Don't say that.
But like, not like, and that is where I think, well, actually, that I don't want to feel like that. So I'm happy. Although as exhausting as it is, and it is stressful trying to run the business and do everything, I am happy. I would much rather do this now, because I feel like I've put so much time into it over the last
and also,
pre-baby, all of that, it all built up to, not just like during pregnancy and then maternity. It was like all those years before that, all those little bits that I've been doing built up, and so I'm almost like saying, oh, I wish I hadn't started that hobby, like that's how my job started, so I'm doing this for a reason. Yes, it's stressful, yes, it's knackering, but it's bringing me joy, because I'm doing what I love,
and it's you,
and
it's
me.
It's you. It's like, you're not mum. You're this is you. This isn't like Lucy, a mum, and how do you know what I mean? Like, it's that original part of you before you became a mum as well. Do you see what I mean? And does that sound a bit crazy? But for me, that's then like, almost that's my route to, like, what I like, like, I've taken on so many other responsibilities, and I can see how you sort of can lose part of yourself, like during maternity and moving forward, actually.
Definitely. You can, you do lose yourself, you do kind of think, you start to lose your identity as mum, like in the first year, because you're so consumed by this little person that needs you 24/7. So to think about anything else, or anything, I don't know, everything else is really, really hard. So actually, it makes up, to bring it that's me, when I go to do my workshops, I'm back as like, it's my thing. And when I'm doing my work, I'm in control of it. I'm doing it. I love, sometimes I'm stressed to the eyeballs, going, what the bloody
what
am
I doing? Crying.
Why did I,
like, oh,
having like, I need a glass of wine. But it's my,
my
thing.
Do you know what? I have started listening to a podcast that I love called Creative Ways. I might have told you about it already, actually. I can't remember. But on the intro of her podcast, she says the road, I'll have to see if I can get this right. The road to failure or success is exactly the same. It's just you stop or you carry on. Does that make sense? She phrases it much better. That is a bit of a jumbled version of it. But essentially, like, the people who succeed are the ones that don't give up, that don't stop. They just keep going. And I think it's remembering things like that when you're doing, when it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm thinking, oh my God, I really need to go to bed, but I haven't even had an evening myself because I've put Felix down at 7. The whole day's been being mum, and then he goes down at 7 and I then carry on working. And it's then feeling so exhausted and feeling snappy the next day, like like, have I been the best mum version of myself? But then I think it is, as you were just saying then, it's if you don't continue all of that other time, that
I think it's hard. The more and more I think about it, like, the worse you feel about it. So I think, well, everything has happened and it's come to this point, and I've cracked on with it. And
also I think, think about the example
on.
You're setting Jasper. You're setting him an example of a strong, like, hard working woman. And
and it's not forever that it will be like this, because in any other time, like, to bring it back to now, like, we're in the middle of a pandemic where I am with him 24/7, because Harry's, goes off to work 5-6 days a week, and so it's just me and Jasper. And usually, so by now, I mean, what is he, 13 months now, before this pandemic and stuff, we were just starting to get to the bit where he was going to go and see Nanny for an afternoon, or so I could get on with some work, and we were going to have we were going to start having a little system where I could have a day of work a week, that kind of stuff, to myself, to know that on whatever day it was, that's my day, if I take myself off to a cafe to do some work, or the library to sit quietly and do some emails, or like anywhere that's not mum, Lucy mum time,
even a different room, in the house.
So that's where we were getting to. So actually, that's not happening now. So actually, I think I'm doing the best I can with this situation, and when this situation changes,
Lucy, I'm going to give you a high five, because all of that editing and all of those videos that you've done in lockdown, where you don't have childcare support around you. I mean, Harry comes home and everything, but it's different. It's not like you're doing it in the day.
No. So I mean, it's been brilliant. Harry's come home from work, and then he's kind of gone, right, I'll go and do bath time, or I'll do his dinner. I've sorted out dinner. I'll sort dinner and bath time, and then I'm the one that puts him to bed and stuff. But then I can crack on, or he'll go and sort dinner. So that's been brilliant, because I know that we can, like, tag team that and go, right, that's you do that, and it's not it's not forever. But I know what's keeping me going is that once this is over and we can, like, see family, and we can see, my mum, bless her, like, she doesn't live down here, but she was like, right, well, I can, next time this happens, if you've got a load of work on at some time, I'll come down, I can take a few days annual leave, I'll come down, and I can just take Jasper for the day and walk, whatever you need to do. And Harry's mum's the same, I can just pick him up in the morning and I can take him away. And I was like, so that's what's keeping me going, that this isn't forever. This, like,
and it's all
my
for
routine at the
a
moment.
good reason. Like, you're doing it all for a good reason. Essentially I'm doing it. Well, so you can have more time at home.
Exactly.
With
because
Jasper, that's the end goal, isn't it?
And do you know what as well? That's the end goal. And how much he's changed in these 2 months of lockdown. I mean, obviously they change so quickly anyway, but I just can't get over how much he's changed in 2 months. Like, the last time I went up to my mum and dad's, which was the week before lockdown. Like instilled. So yeah, since then, I mean, thank goodness for Zoom and FaceTime and WhatsApp video and stuff, because they can see him. But it's like, in just those 2 months, so I think it'll be, I can't wait to get back to, so they can see him and Sue can see him. It's just, there's so much to look forward to. And but yeah, we're just taking each day, and I don't know where I'm going with that.
There you go. I think that's your story. Yeah. That's maternity. That's where we are.
Yeah, and then to the present day. So yeah, that's my thing.
So just because we've now started doing it for a few episodes, have you got a high five and a face palm for the week?
I have. Yes. Well, I mean, it's kind of like it started out negative yesterday, but ended on a positive. So I didn't feel very well yesterday. Like, I woke up feeling really rubbish, and as you know, because we were texting. But I feel like I completely burnt myself out over the last week or so, and I actually had a day of rest yesterday. Like, Harry was off, and Jasper slept well on his naps yesterday, on both naps. Maybe he just subliminally
needs a break.
That he needs a little rest. And I actually rested, and I watched a couple of episodes of TV that I'd saved a week ago, and I just chilled, and I put my phone on the side, and I didn't think, I've got to just quickly do an Instagram post or anything like that. I just switched off. And I felt like today, I feel like there's some sort of I feel like lighter, and I'm still tired because he didn't sleep very well last night. But I just feel like, and I think also because both of my jobs that I was doing, finishing off last week, are all done. So I just feel like I can just high five myself.
High five for doing it all on lockdown without any extra parenting assistance.
So that was my high five. Face plant.
Your face plant is that you let yourself get burnt out.
Oh, that's But
then actually, you had deadlines that all fell at the same time, so there's not so much you can.
It's just one of those things. Face. I can't think of any face plant things really. I'm sure there's probably something.
They probably happen. You're like, oh my god! Exactly. There you go.
Like the last week has just gone into like this big mush of. Ugh. But yes. How about you?
My high five and face plant. Oh my god, I've got a massive face plant. Okay, well, the high five leads into the face plant, so the reverse of yours. The high five is that I have a new bike, which is very exciting.
Ooh.
And a seat on it for Jasper, for Felix. And we went out on it, so we've been out on it a couple of times now. So the high five is, woohoo, we've had fun, something we can do as a family. Felix was loving it.
Oh, bless
him. So that was good. So that's the high five. The face plant was that on the first journey, Felix has always hated being having his movements restricted, always. Even when he was in my tummy still, he would constantly be literally moving non-stop. And even then as a baby, as soon as you try and put him in his sleeping bag and he can't get his legs out, he makes a massive fuss. Anyway, so he was on the seat, and we didn't quite, because it's new, the things where you put his feet weren't at the right level. So the first time we just went off and it was fine, but he obviously spent the whole time kicking me. So right, next time. so we tried to fit them in, but he instantly was like kind of screaming and like making a massive fuss. I was like, forget it, he's fine, it's all right, it's all good. The second time we got it all ready, and we like, right, what we'll do, we'll get him in, strap it down, and I'll go straight away, so he's instantly distracted.
Distraction.
Which I did. Got halfway down the road and Angus went, Vicky, he's not strapped in. Like, I just like,
oh my God.
we'd got so like, right, this is the routine. As soon as it, and I hadn't pulled it. I mean, there was both of us, but it's a 3-point thing. I mean, luckily he's 17 and a half, nearly 18 months, and he was like quite happy, sat there, like, you know, he's not like can't hold himself up, and he's also well aware if he's up high, like it's something he has to get down carefully, like, so in terms of like, he has a concept as early as it is of danger. But I can't believe, like, honestly, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did it. So that's my ultimate. Obviously everything was fine, but that is my major mum fail.
Easily done. I mean, those, I did it with the pushchair the other day. I realised that I hadn't strapped him in. I was like, why is it
for the vehicle?
Yeah, I know
a bike is the
like,
same,
but still, you know, you just, I think you're
so busy flipped out, but
there's so many different things that you got to think about. I mean, there's like a million one. You can't just jump on a bike anymore.
Yes, he's in the seat, he's happy, he's not trying to kick, he's not screaming, quick, let's go. I'll just go slowly, because I was sort of waiting for Angus to catch up. And then, I mean, luckily we hadn't even really gone barely 50 meters, so we hadn't gone far, but he was just like, he's not strapped in. But I was like, quick, I was like, oh my God. But anyway, so that was
I need to get a seat because I want to I've got my bike, which I haven't ridden since early pregnancy, and it's been around at my mother-in-law's in lockup, but it's got the back bit which I can put a kid's seat on. So I'm gonna get a kid's seat. So when we can go back out again, we could like go on bike adventures with the boys.
Yes, brilliant. I like it.
Yeah, one day. So well, I think that's a good point to like leave. To stop this bit, and then next time we shall come back, and I want to hear about your maternity leave and like how you worked, and how you navigated it,
how I found it.
I'm really interested to know about like your naps, because obviously, like we touched on earlier, Jasper's naps have always been a bit unsure each day, whereas Felix, I feel like you've always been quite regimented, like with, you know, like it's not like
my mother-in-law says that too.
You put them to bed, but no, what I mean is you've always been, I feel like you've always been on it with the naps, and like, so you always knew what time you'd got to work with. So I'm really interested to pick your brains about that.
No, cool, sounds good. Cool. So sorry, I was just thinking about naps, like
how do I do it
works. but cool. Okay, well, I guess thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we'll speak soon.